Alright, here are the NPCs that I will be covering in part 4, and the rewards and the timestamps for each questline. Right, the eyeball lady herself, Hyetta. To find her, you're gonna have to go to the Bridge of Sacrifice and talk to Arena and finish her dialogue, and once you've done this, Hyetta is going to spawn at the lake facing cliffs site of Grace past the Stormvale Castle. When you talk to her, she's going to ask you to donate Shabriri grapes to her. The first grape you find is going to be inside the Stormvale Castle, right past the Godric boss fight. For your next grape, you're gonna have to go to the Purified Ruins, where you're going to find some planks. Once you go through those, you can go to the lower level of the ruins, and there you're gonna find your second grape. Very close to the Purified Ruins, you're also gonna find Hyetta. You can go and talk to her, and once you finish your dialogue, you can give her the second grape, and right after this, she's gonna move again.
You're not like the others who give me grapes, are you? They rest their trembling hands upon me. Howling wordlessly, they gently stroke my eyes, their frail fingers, emaciated. Yet still, they give me the grapes. But you seem somehow firmer. You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
For your next grape, you're gonna need to go to the Revenger's Shack, and there you're gonna be invaded by Edgar, and once you kill him, you're gonna get your next grape. If you have not finished his quest, Edgar's quest in Castle Morn, you could find his grape inside Castle Morn, where he was killed. Or you can kill him at Irina's body once she dies, and he's gonna drop the grape there right at the body. Once you have the grape, you're gonna want to go and give it to Hyetta north of the Gate Town Bridge. Once you give her the grape, she's gonna ask you what they are, and you have to tell her that they're eyeballs. You have to tell her the truth, and this is how the quest will progress.
That aside, I wonder what Shabriri grapes really are. Delectably tender and sweet, yet searing. What a sight they must be to behold. No. That's not possible. Not all of those people. Their own... So those noises I heard were... Sorry. I'm all right now. Don't mind me. I apologize. You only did as I asked. I'll be fine. Think no more of it. Ah. Is that you over there? I've gleaned something very important indeed, thanks to you. The reason why it was eyes I had to eat. The distant light is far and frail, so faint it can't be seen by the naked eye. But with everyone's eyes together, it appears. Finally, it all makes sense. I'm certain now. I will be a finger maiden.
After this, she's gonna move to the Bellum Church, and there she's going to ask you for a fingerprint grape. This is the newest, hottest eyeballs on the streets of Liurnia, and she asks you to get it for her. Of course, you're maidenless, whatever the maiden asks, she gets. So you're gonna have to go to the Church of Inhibition, and there you're gonna be invaded by Vike. Once you kill Vike, you're going to get the fingerprint grape. And then you're gonna go back to Hyetta and give her the fingerprint grape.
Only grow on those who've been classes. Without one. Oh. Oh. A fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh. How sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
After you give the grape to Hyetta, she's gonna move again, and she will move to this place called the Frenzied Flame Prescription, underneath the capital. To get to this place, you're gonna have to go through the subterranean shunning grounds, and I have put it in the video how to get to this place. Now once you get to this point, you can climb the ladder on the left to continue, or you can climb the ladder in front of you, and up there will be a closed door. If you open that door, it leads right back to the site of grace. I suggest you do this just in case you die. This way you're gonna have a shortcut and you won't have to run all the way around to get to this point. Once you make it here, there's going to be a boss fight with Moog, and once you've done that boss fight, there's going to be a secret passage. Once you open that, you will continue on and you will get to this magical barrier. To get through this barrier, you're going to have to kill Margot, the Omen King, inside the capital. Once you have defeated him, you can come back here and the barrier will be gone and you can continue on with the quest. Once you make it to her, she's gonna tell you to go and accept the Flame of Frenzy so she can become a maiden and you can become a lord.
So you're here as well, are you?
Also, if you sit at the site of grace, Melina will come and warn you, and she's gonna ask you to not do this. She's gonna ask you to not accept the Flame of Frenzy.
It is not to be meddled with. It is chaos, devouring life and thought unending.
At this point, you have a choice. Now, be careful. If you accept the Flame of Frenzy, that is the ending that you will get. You will be locked out of all the other endings, and there is a way to fix this. I will talk about that in a second. Also, if you accept the Flame of Frenzy, Melina will come in and talk to you, and she's gonna say that she promises to kill you, and then right after that she's gonna leave you for good.
You are no longer fit. Our journey together ends here. And remember, should you rise as the Lord of Chaos, I will kill you. As sure as night follows day, such is my duty. For allowing you the strength of runes. Goodbye, my companion.
To accept the Flame of Frenzy, all you need to do is just take off your clothes and weapons and go to the door and interact with the door. Once you've done this, go back and talk to Hyetta, finish her dialogue, and you're gonna get the Frenzied Flame seal, and that will be the end of her questline. Now, if you don't want the Frenzied Flame ending, you need to get the Miquella's Needle and go to the Dragon Lord Flaccid Sack's boss fight arena and use the needle there, and that will remove the Frenzied Flame. And then you can continue on and finish the game with the other endings. You get the needle at the end of Millicent's quest. If you want to know more about that, you can skip to this timestamp, and if you want to know more about Millicent's questline, you can skip to this timestamp. And that's it for this questline.
Thank you. I have touched them. The words of the three fingers. As your maiden, allow me to divine them. All that there is came from the one great. Then came fractures, and births, and souls. But the greater will made a mistake. Torment, despair, affliction, every sin, every curse, every one born of the mistake. And so, what was borrowed must be returned, melted all away with the yellow chaos flame, until all is one again. Those who gave me grace howled without words, saying they wished they were never born. Become their lord, take their torment, despair, their affliction, every sin, every curse, and melt it all away. As the Lord of Chaos, no more fractures, no more birth.
Right, the cultured individual known as the Dung Enjoyer. The first time you meet him is going to be inside the Round Table Hold, after you have gained access to the Altus Plateau. Here, he doesn't really do much. You can go through his dialogue and he's just gonna repeat the same thing over and over again until you are touched by the curse, meaning you have found at least one seedbed curse. In this footage, I will show you how to get one inside the Volcano Manor. Once you have one seedbed curse, any of them will do, you can go back to the round table hold and talk to him again. Here he's going to realize you've been touched by the curse, and then he's going to give you a key and then tell you to go free him inside the sewer jail below the capital.
I can kill you and defile your corpse, then the pox will truly be your own.
Once you are inside the jail cell, if you don't want to bother with his questline and the ending, you can kill him right here and you will get his armor set. However, you will miss out on his sword and also the ending.
Let me out. Let me out of here. Must eat more. Defile more. Everything that matters to you for generations to come. I am the Dung Eater, a scourge upon the living. Who are you? I've been here long enough. I will kill again. And defile each corpse with care. Just to be sure that when they're reborn, they'll be cursed. Along with their children. And their children's children. For all time to come.
Once you have freed him, he's gonna leave the round table hold and leave you a message there telling you to go and fight him in the outer moat. The outer moat is where the seafood homie hangs out. He's going to have some dialogue for you, talking about the Dung Eater. He's gonna warn you about the Dung Eater. And once you have freed the Dung Eater, if you reset the area, once you come back, you're gonna see the seafood homie tied up and he is afflicted by the curse.
Yeah. And now I've seen it here again. Never thought I would. What he does to those bodies. It was him. No question. That monster. He's lurking round here. Serves me right. Fitting bloody end. For a jumped up little shit with big ideas. Help me out. Would you, mate? I don't want to get cursed. Just let me die.
After this, you want to go back to the round table hold and talk to him again.
There you are. You warded off my blessing, despite the curse stirring within you. No one has succeeded in that before. How? I thought. Then it hit me that you are, in fact, me. And I am the Dung Eater. It is my flesh that must receive the blessing.
At this point, you need to go back to his jail cell and give him Seedbed Curse. There is 6 Seedbed Curses in the game. I already showed you one in the Volcano Manor. You get another one from Seafood Homie's body. There's another one in the capital, very close to the East Capital ramparts. Another one in the alternate version of the Round Table Hold inside the capital. And another two in Elphael Brace of the Halig Tree. Once you have 5 seedbed curses, you can go back to the Dung Eater and give him the curse, and this will give you the mending rune related to his ending.
Unleash it upon them! A curse blessings to war!
If you rest and then come back to the area, you will also get his armor set. And that's it for the Dung Enjoyer's questline. Right, the questline involving Sorcerer Rogier, Fia, and Dee. You first meet Sorcerer Rogier inside Stormveil Castle, and he's going to introduce himself, and he will tell you he's in Stormveil Castle because he is looking for a little something.
I'm looking for a little something here in the castle, when I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is.
To find the little something that he's looking for and find out what happened to him, once you make it to the secluded cell, Site of Grace inside Stormveil Castle, just follow this footage and you will get to this place with this rotten Cthulhu looking face inside it. And there you will find this bloodstain that will show you what happened to Rogier. After this, once you defeat Godric, you can return to the Round Table Hold and you will find Rogier there. He is crippled, he is afflicted by the Death Blight. Here you can tell him that you have defeated Godric, he will congratulate you, and then he will give you his own sword.
We both got what we wanted out of Stormveil, didn't we? Well done, friend. Something to mark the occasion. Go on, take it.
After that, he has a dialogue option related to the corpse that you found underneath Stormveil Castle. He's going to talk about the corpse, warn you about it, and also tell you about the Night of the Black Knives, this assassination plot that took place before the Shattering. He's going to talk about that and why he's looking for more information about this night. He has another dialogue option about Dee, and of course if you go to Dee in the Round Table Hold, you can get more dialogue from him about Rogier.
Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden. That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history. The world has grown crooked, and if you intend to put it to rights, you'd better understand what happened to make it this way. Dee is an old friend. We found ourselves journeying together for a time, bound by our exploration of death. But our paths have since diverged, never again to cross. That he discovered the mark of the centipede. The centipede is an ancient symbol of the curse mark. As long as whoever finds and uses it is not nefarious by nature, then we may be able to form an alliance. If only I could speak to them in person. And if they were like you, all the better.
He was a formidable spellblade in times past. Don't let his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart and clear of mind. No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling, like he's half dead already. I can't stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up when seduced by those who live in death.
Now, let's take a second to introduce Dee and Fia. The first time you meet Dee is going to be west of Summon Water Village. He's going to be standing over a corpse, and once you approach him, he's going to introduce himself as the Hunter of the Dead. He hunts those who live in death and gets their death root. The death root is related to Garang's questline, another NPC. If you want to know more about that questline, you can go and watch part 1 of this series. Also, here in Limgrave, if you don't want to bother with his questline, you can kill Dee and get his armor set, but you will not get his sword. If you have defeated the Tibia Mariner, the dude that's boating around inside the village, and get his death root, Dee is gonna relocate to the village itself. If you have already defeated the Tibia Mariner, before talking to Dee, this will be your first encounter with Dee. He's going to introduce himself again, and then he's going to explain the death root situation. And then he will mark the waygate that will send you to the Bestial Sanctum, and there you can start Garang's questline. Now Fia. Fia is a nice lady that hangs out in the Round Table Hold. She gives you free hugs, and in fact she is the only person in the entire game that is willing to hug you. You can let her hug you, and then you can talk in secret with her, and she will explain who she is and why she hugs people and what her purpose is. During this questline, I suggest every time you progress the quest in any way, or just every time you visit the Round Table Hold, just talk to all 3 of them. Just make sure you've exhausted all their dialogue so you won't miss anything and you're progressing the quest the right way. Now, if you have progressed Rogier's questline up to the point where he talked about the Knight of the Black Knives, you can go and talk to Fia, and she's going to mention the Black Knife print. And she's going to give you a map that shows you how to get to the Black Knife print. And tells you, since Rogier cannot get to it himself, you can go and get the Black Knife print for him.
The black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made, somehow hide the truth of the conspiracy. These grand affairs are hardly my forte, but dear Rogier began to weep as he spoke. But it wouldn't be right to give this to him, stuck as he is in the Round Table Hold. Perhaps you could make use of it?
To get the Black Knife print, you need to go to the Black Knife Catacombs, northeast of the Liurnia of the Lakes. Once you're there, go through the catacombs until you get to these moving blades. All you need to do is get on top of one of the blades, ride it to the top, and you will get to the upper level. Once you're there, continue onwards, and then you will get to this illusionary wall. Once you go through that illusionary wall, you will see this fog wall that leads to a boss fight. You can summon Dee to help you in this fight, and once you go through the fog wall, you have to fight an assassin, and once you defeat her, you will get the Black Knife print. Once you have the Black Knife print, return to Rogier. There he's gonna take the Black Knife print because he says he needs to study it and examine it. Once you rest and go back to him, here he says his examination is complete and he will return the Black Knife print. And then he says he has a good idea who orchestrated the Knight of the Black Knives, and that person is Ronnie. If there is one person that knows where the curse mark of death is, it's Ranni. So now Rogier tells you to go and look for Ranni and get information from her. So of course at this point you need to go and find Ranni and start her questline. If you want to know more about that questline, you can go to the part 3 of this series. You'll find Ranni in this area called the Three Sisters, past the Carian Manor, northwest of the Liurnia of the Lakes. Once you talk to her, you will tell her that you know she is the person that did the Night of the Black Knives, and once you confront her with this, she says, yes, I am that person, but I cast away my flesh, and with that I cast away the curse mark of death, and I'm not going to tell you its location. So at this point you want to go back and report back to Rogier. He's gonna suggest that you go back to Ranni and tell her that you want to serve her, and while serving her, you can be sneaky and collect information about the curse mark of death's whereabouts.
Forgive the bluntness of the notion, but how would you like to become one of Ranni's vassals? Only in order to get what we want, of course.
Once you go back to Ranni, Ranni will accept this. Of course she knows you're scheming, but she's okay with it, and you will begin Ranni's questline. Now at this point, if you've done everything with Rogier and you've gone through all of his dialogues, once you return to him, he's gonna tell you that he feels like he's going into a deep slumber. And once you leave the Round Table Hold and come back, you will find Rogier in a deep slumber. He's gone to sleep and he's not waking up.
Lately, I feel I'm on the precipice of falling into a deep, fathomless slumber. And I have an inkling it could spell trouble for you, so I just wanted to get the apology out of the way since you're so scary.
After this, if you progress through enough of the story and Ranni's questline, at some point you will come back to the Round Table Hold and you will find that Rogier has died. You can get his armor set, his bell bearing, and also a letter from his body, and the letter will give you a clue about Dee's twin brother and his location. Now going back to Dee and Fia, as you're doing Rogier's questline, if you make it to the Altus Plateau and rest at one of the sites of grace there, or if you defeat General Radahn, if you go and talk to Fia, she's going to give you this dagger, and she asks you to return it to its rightful owner.
Might I ask something of you? Could you please find the owner of this dagger and return it to them? A certain person gave it to me as a gift. It's a very precious thing. It must have a special place in the owner's heart.
What you need to do is go back and talk to Dee, and he's gonna say he knows exactly who the owner of the dagger is.
Get your hands on that dagger. Well, that hardly matters. I know very well whose dagger it is. Why don't I return it to them for you? Good work bringing this to me.
Find the stolen Hallowbrand of the exalted noble. And now, I must bid you goodbye as well, though I ask you deliver this message to the Round Table Hold. I am Fia, deathbed companion, hark Round Table. Disturb not the death of Godwyn, the exalted. We who humbly live in death, live in waiting, to one day welcome our Lord. What right does anyone have to object? Our Lord will rise, the Lord of the many and the meek.
At this point, what you want to do is find Dee's twin brother. If you progress Ranni's questline or just kill General Radahn, you gain access to Nokron, the Eternal City. Once you progress through Nokron, you will find this site of grace called Aqueduct Facing Cliffs. Continue going down that path and eventually you'll find Dee's brother. There you can give Dee's armor set to him. Of course, temporarily you will lose access to this armor. And once you've done this, to his left there will be a set of stairs. Up the stairs there is a boss fight with 2 gargoyles. You can summon Dee's brother to help you with this boss fight, and once you have defeated the gargoyles, right at the end of the boss arena there is a coffin. If you sleep in that coffin, if you interact with it, you're gonna sleep inside it, and this will take you to the Deep Root Depths. Once you are in Deep Root Depths, all you need to do is find Fia. You can follow this footage right here to help you easily find Fia. Once you get to that place, you will see the same kind of Cthulhu looking face there. Once you approach the face, there will be a mini boss fight with these guys called Fia's Champions. Once you're done with them, Fia will spawn and you can talk to her, and there she's gonna ask you what is it that you want. Do you want to kill her, or what is it that you want with her? If you want to, you can kill Fia. If you do, you will get her clothing, and your other option is telling her that you just want to be hugged.
What is it you intend? To deny us and our ways, like the dogmatic brutes of the Golden Order. You are an odd one. Have you ever seen a Hallowbrand? When the first of the demigods died, his flesh was marked with the half-wheel wound of the centipede. Godwyn's Hallowbrand has since been recovered at the Round Table Hold. But there is another Hallowbrand out there somewhere, and I must find it.
Now, to get the Hallowbrand, you need to progress Ranni's questline up to the point where you give her the Fingerslayer blade. Again, if you want to know more about that questline, just go and have a look at part 3 of the series. Once you give Ranni the Fingerslayer blade, she will give you this item called Carian Inverted Statue. Once you have the item, you want to go to the study hall entrance site of grace, place the statue on the table, and then you can go through the tower. Once you've made it to the top of the tower, you can find Ranni's corpse, the Stargazer heirloom talisman, and also the curse mark of death. At this point, exhaust all of her dialogue. You probably need to rest at the site of grace a couple of times to go through all of her dialogue, and once you've done this, she's gonna go to sleep. At this point, you need to go and interact with Fia, and once you do, you will enter her dream, and there you're gonna have to fight Lich Dragon 40 Sacks. And once you have defeated Lich Dragon 20 Sacks, you will go back to the real world, and there you can find Fia lying down and also the Mending Rune of the Death Prince, and this will give you your ending. At this point, if you haven't given the armor set to Dee's twin brother, now is the time to do it. If you already have done that, all you need to do is rest at the site of grace, and then you will see D has come and killed Fia. He's gonna talk about the Golden Order, he's gonna roast the Prince of Death a whole bunch. And at this point, if you're tired of his shtick, you can kill him right here and you will get his armor set and also his sword. If you don't want to kill him, you can rest at the site of grace again and you will get his sword and armor once he is gone. And also from Fia's corpse, you will get her clothing. And that's it for this questline.
Behold, your mother is dead. This is revenge, you witch, and you ghoul. This is the wrath of D.
Millicent. First thing you want to do is go to the swamp of Ionia in the Caelid and defeat Commander O'Neill and get the gold needle off of him. Once you have this, you want to go to Gowry's shack and talk to Gowry. Gowry has a request, and that is saving this girl called Millicent. And in exchange, he will tell you the secret of the town Celia. To do this, he wants the gold needle. Of course, we already got the gold needle, so you can just give the item to him. And then he's going to give you the secrets of Celia. He will also ask for some time so he can work on the needle and repair it.
Then you are willing to lend a hand, are you? I need your help to heal a certain young girl. Her name is Millicent.
Once you rest and come back, he's going to return the needle to you and ask you to go save the girl that is resting at the church atop the cliff. That girl being Millicent. At this point, what you want to do is go to Celia and there use the secret to go through the magical barrier that is blocking your way out of the town. If you read the letter, it says light 3 flames atop the candle towers, and this is exactly what you need to do. After you've done this, just get out of Celia, continue to go uphill until you get to the Church of the Plague. There you will find Millicent. She's sick, she's got the scarlet rot, she's in a lot of pain. Here you can offer her the needle to cure her sickness.
You ask that I stab myself with the needle to quell the scarlet rot. But how? Well, that was easier than expected. But why do I feel so... I hoped to see you again. My apologies for when last we met. I fainted before I could even thank you. Everything is as you said. Since inserting the needle, the scarlet rot has ceased to writhe. Even the nightmares have abated. And now, though I can scarcely believe it myself, I can move as I please.
After thanking you and giving you the prosthesis wearer heirloom, Millicent is gonna move to Gowry's shack.
By way of thanks. A token though it is. Oh, hello again. Something about this place felt familiar to me, so I decided to pay a visit. Hoping to find someone here, but I've only found emptiness. Perhaps, before my departure, I needed someone to say farewell to. Well, never mind that. I must focus on my journey, for which I have you to thank. I must stay strong.
If you rest, Millicent will be gone and Gowry will have some new dialogue options.
Thank you kindly for giving the needle to Millicent.
Now she too can begin her journey.
After this, what you want to do is go to the Shaded Castle, and there you will find this chest guarded by a Cleanrot Knight that contains the Valkyrie's prosthesis. Get that item, and then you want to go to the Erdtree Gazing Hill Site of Grace in Altus Plateau. There you will find Millicent standing near the edge of the cliff. Since you already have the Valkyrie prosthesis, you can give the item to Millicent and go through her dialogue, and she's gonna move again.
I realized that if I still had my sword arm, I could have aided you in battle. Are you giving me this arm? Thank you. I am in your debt yet again, I think. If the arm serves well enough, it might be possible for me to wield a sword again.
And this time she's gonna go to the Windmill Village in Altus Plateau. There you can summon her to help you fight Mr. Fantastic. Once you have defeated Mr. Fantastic, Millicent is going to be standing at the base of the windmill.
It truly is a thing of wonder. It feels just like my own. Even handling a sword.
The next time you meet Millicent is going to be after you have defeated Margot the Omen King and you have gained access to the Forbidden Lands. She is going to be at the ancient Snow Valley ruins Site of Grace. Here she's going to say that she's looking for the Halictree and she's heard of a guy that has a medallion that lets him visit the Halictree.
I'm searching for a fort to the north of the ruins. I heard the master of the fort was given a medallion that allowed him to visit the Halictree.
Of course, she is talking about Commander Nile. All you need to do is go to Castle Sol, go through that castle, find Commander Nile at the top of the castle, then defeat him, and at the top of the castle you will find the other half of the secret medallion. The first half of the secret medallion you probably already have. If you don't, you need to go to the village of the Albanorics, south of the Liurnia of the Lakes, and talk to this guy hiding in the village called Albus. Once you go through his dialogue, he's going to give you the other half of the medallion.
Please, no.
Once you have both halves of the medallion, you want to go to the Grand Lift of Rold, hoist the secret medallion there, and you will gain access to the other side of the Forbidden Lands. Once you're here, you want to ride north and find this town called Ordina. It's a ghost town, it's filled with ghosts. Once you're there, there is this Everjail in the town. Once you go inside, the goal is to light 4 candles. There are 4 archer enemies in the town. They're gonna try to kill you. There's also an invisible Black Knife assassin. She is also trying to kill you. The archers will respawn, but the Black Knife assassin does not respawn if you want to bother with killing her. You can definitely light the candles without killing anybody, or you can try to kill the Black Knife assassin and then slowly and safely try to light the candles. Either way, once you've done this, there will be a waygate above the staircase in Ordina that will take you to Miquella's Halictree. Miquella's Halictree is a huge area and it's going to take a little bit to clear the entire thing, but once you do and kill the boss, you will gain access to Elphael, Race of the Halictree. And inside a prayer room, you will find Millicent again.
Again we meet. I can only surmise our purposes are aligned. In which case, allow me to explain myself. I am of Melania's blood, but in what capacity I know not. I could be sister, daughter, or an offshoot. Whatever the case though, I am certain of a kinship between us. There is something I must return to Melania. The will that was once her own. The dignity. The sense of self. That allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot. The pride she abandoned. To meet Radahn's measure.
Now all you need to do is go through Elphael until you reach this place very close to the Drained Channel Site of Grace. Here there's gonna be a tree worm boss. After you beat that mini boss, there will be 2 summon signs on the ground. One is to help Millicent and the other one is to challenge her. If you challenge her, after you kill her, you will get Millicent's prosthesis talisman. This item boosts your dexterity by 5 and raises your attack power with successive attacks. If you help her, you will have to fight 4 invaders, and once you successfully kill all of the invaders, you will get the Rotten Sword insignia, which is a slightly stronger version of the Winged Sword's insignia, and it increases your attack power with successive attacks. After helping her and coming back to your own world, you will find Millicent sitting there. She's taken out the needle and she wants to die on her own terms.
Hello. Thank you for lending your hand. Without your help, I could not have defeated that quartet. I feel as if I've been in your debt from beginning to end. Thank you. With your help, I was able to live as my own person, if only in passing. But this is where things end. I paused to even tell you, but I took out the needle myself. Tell whoever put you up to this that if I am to flower into something other than myself, I would rather rot into nothingness as I am.
If you reset the area and come back, you will find her dead body and the golden needle. Remember, if you kill her, you will not get the gold needle back. At this point, you can go back to Gowry. He's going to have some dialogue about Millicent and Melania, and after that you can kill him and get the Phlox Canvas Talisman. And that boosts your damage with incantations.
Take out the needle. You were so close, so very close to becoming the fairest of all flowers. Would you disown us too, as your mother did? We children of the Scarlet Rot.
Now, what is the use of the needle? Just to recap, we got the needle from Commander O'Neill in the Swamp of Ionia, and then we gave it to Millicent to help her recover from the rot, and at the end of her quest, we got it back. The important thing to remember is the only version of the needle that works is the version that you get from Millicent. You cannot use the needle that you get from Commander O'Neill. So at this point, what you need to do is go and defeat the Devil Woman, Melania. She's going to introduce herself thoroughly to you. You will probably remember her name. And once you have defeated her, if you rest in that arena, there's going to be this flower. If you approach the flower and interact with it, you will get Miquella's needle and a somber ancient dragon smithing stone. The use of Miquella's needle is once you defeat Dragon Lord Flaccid Sack, and just in case you don't know how to get to his arena, I'll put that footage in right after this explanation. If you have gotten the Frenzied Flame, again the Frenzied Flame locks you out of the other endings, you can only get the Flame of Frenzy ending. If you want to cancel this and get rid of the Flame of Frenzy, all you need to do is defeat Flaccid Sack, go to his arena, and then equip the needle and then use it the same way you use your flask or any other item, and that will get rid of the Flame of Frenzy. And that's it for Millicent's questline. Right, White Mask Varre. This is the guy in the white clothing and the white mask that you meet at the beginning of the game, and once you speak to him, he kind of just vanishes until you get a great rune and go back to the round table hold and meet the two fingers and the old lady that sits there in the same room with the two fingers. Once you speak to the old lady once, Varre will spawn at the Rose Church in Liurnia of the Lakes. Here he's gonna give you an item called Festering Bloody Finger, and he's gonna encourage you to use it. You use this item to invade other players' worlds. Now you have two ways of progressing this quest. Either by using the Festering Bloody Finger and invading other players 3 times. You don't have to win, just using the item and invading other players is going to be enough. Or you can invade and kill an NPC close to the Wraith Blood ruins in Altus Plateau. Either way, once you are done, go back to Varre. Once you speak to him, he's going to ask you to join his order. And if you accept, he's going to give you a cloth. And he says you need to soak this in the blood of a maiden.
Soak the cloth with a maiden's blood. Normally this ritual would involve killing one's own maiden and recanting the wisdom of the two fingers. But since you are maidenless, the blood of anyone's maiden will do.
You have a few options. Your first option is going to the Church of Inhibition and using the maiden there. Your second option is going to the Chapel of Anticipation and using the dead maiden over there. Your third option is Irina. If she's still alive, you can go to the Bridge of Sacrifice, and killing her and getting her blood will also work. And the fourth option is Hyetta. You can kill her and her blood will also work. But it does not matter, you just need one, so I always use the maiden in the Church of Inhibition. It has a site of grace, you can just teleport to it, press one button, and that's it, it's done.
I'm so sorry, my dears.
Once you do this, you can return to Varre and he's going to reward you with a reusable bloody finger. And if you go through his entire dialogue, he's going to reward you with the Pure Blood Knight's medal. This item, if you use it, it will teleport you to Mogwin's palace. And this is a fantastic item because it is relatively easy to complete Varre's quest, and getting access to this area gives you access to one of the best rune farming spots in the game. You can bother the Sudoku bird, he's going to constantly jump down and you can get a lot of runes that way. But anyways, at this point, there will be a summon sign inside this corridor very close to the Dynasty Mausoleum midpoint site of grace. There you can invade Varre and kill him, and once you return to your own world inside the same corridor, you will find Varre lying on the ground. He's going to have some dialogue. Once you finish that dialogue, you will get some Festering Fingers and also his weapon, Varre's Bouquet.
Please grant.
And that's it for Varre's questline.
You promised. I have given everything. Please, my lord. Please, answer me, luminary Maog. Bless the Mogwin dynasty with love.
Alright, that's it for part 4. Hopefully you found the video helpful. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. I will leave the links to part 1 to 3 in the description of the video. Let me know if I missed anything, if I made a mistake somewhere. But that's it for now. Until the next one, peace.